Hey everybody, what's going on? It's Genesis here, coming at you with another Cardfight Vanguard deck profile. And today, we're finally coming at you with my Shadow Paladin deck. Thanks to the raid up gotcha, we were finally able to finish it. I've done a lot of playtesting with it, been messing around on stream with it a bit. I feel like this deck build is pretty good for right now. So I figured we'll get it together and we'll share it with you guys in case you're still wondering on how to set up your shadows or what you might be missing for yours. So let's get straight into it here. Alright, so we're starting with our starting Vanguard here. Full bow. This is your best grade 0 for Shadow Paladins right now. When Rogue with Blaster Javelin, you get to add Dark to your hand, and then when Blaster Dragon rides on top, you get to move them from your soul to the rear guard. Very good, used for your sacrifices and stuff like that. Next, we're going to go over grade 1s. We're running 4 Macklers, your PGs, staple 4 ofs, self-explanatory. Next, we're running 4 copies of Blaster Javelin. Now, this card is used with Full Bow. When you ride over top of Full Bow with this unit, you get to search for Blaster Dark. And also, while it's placed on the rear guard, you can discard a 3 to search for Phantom Blaster Dragon to help complete the chain. Very flexible card. Next, we're going to run 3 copies of Black Sage Karen just to help make columns. And then finally, we're running 2 copies of Nightmare Painter. This is used to soul charge the Phantom Blaster Dragon so we can skip straight into Phantom Blaster Overlord on turn 3 instead of having to wait till turn 4 to ride him. Next, we're going to go over the grade 2s. We're running 1 copy of Blaster Dark. When rode on your Vanguard circle, if you have Javelin in the soul, he does get +1, so he will set a 10k. Very useful. His secondary effect is Counterblast 2 to retire 1 rearguard. This is an effect I very rarely use. If you do, generally you're going to want to target the opponent's starter so that they can get rid of that, especially against things like MLB and Dode. Next, we're running 4 copies of Skull Witch Namain. This is a very important card in the deck. You want as many copies as possible. She helps filter your hand, get more units back, refill the field after you do a PBD, PBO play. Very important card. You want to have as many as you can of her. Next, we're running 4 copies of Curse Lancer, Vanguard Rearguard. If he hits the Vanguard, you get to countercharge 1. Shadow Paladins are very counterblast heavy, so he's definitely needed to help balance that back out. Next, we're running 1 copy of Maka. This is a personal choice. You can drop this for another copy of Blaster Dark or Masquerade if you'd like. I prefer to run it just in case we do get into PBO and PBD comes a little bit later. We can play Maka, Counterblast 2, pull Painter, Soul Charge it. We're onto our cross ride, no trouble. If not, you can just set her up to call Karen's, help make some columns. Next, we're running 3 copies of the 12k Attacker, Masquerade. If you have Blaster Vanguard, he gets +3. He just helps set offenses. He hits MLB on his own. Very good grade 2 for us to be running right now. Next is the grade 3s. We're running 4 copies of the big man himself, Phantom Blaster Overlord. Cross ride, if you do have Phantom Blaster Dragon, which we'll get to next, in the soul, he will be a 13k base both on your turn and your opponent's. His Persona Blast is the big thing that makes him so special. Where you can just discard a copy of himself from your hand when he attacks. He'll get 10k and a critical. It's free. Normally, you had a counterblast. You had to eat some dudes to do it. It's probably one of the better Persona Blasts that are going to come out in the game right now. A lot of pressure. He can swing on his own at the end, so you can get them into 6-7 damage to finish the game off. He also has a Counterblast 2, retire 1 rearguard to retire 1 of your opponent's rearguard. You use this with, say, Full Bow or Namain. You can pop up Interceptors, then play something like Masquerade, go face. Very helpful for getting through those thicker fields there. You can also use it to pop off boosters as well in some MLB fights as well, where he's at 12, he'll be at 13. You can get rid of his boosters. He just won't be able to hit you. Next, we're running 4 copies of Phantom Blaster Dragon. If you have Blaster Dark in the soul, this unit gets +1k, just like Dark does for Javelin. So he will sit at an 11k base here. You can Counterblast 2 to retire 3 of your rear guards. You will retire 1 of your opponent's rear guards and gain +10 and a crit, similar to Phantom Blaster Overlord, except you have to sack 3 rear guards instead of 1 with him. Next, we're running 1 copy of Dark Dictator just to help fill in the slots. Primarily, you won't want to ride this unit. Actually, you will more likely drop him with Javelin skill to search for your Phantom Blaster Dragon if you are missing it. Other than that, you'll hang on to him. If you don't get on your PBO, you can use the Soul Blast to help make a push, but generally I find that Soul Blast is not overly helpful most of the time. And then finally, we're rounding it out with 4 copies of Dark Mage Badkar. Now, this is almost a Transrazor clone. When he's placed, you get to call the top card from your deck, whether he be Vanguard or Rearguard slot. He's only really going to be used to fill either the field up, or he's going to set your field up to be eaten by PBD or something like that. You do have to be careful with Barkar, though. He can pull your PGs. I've done it quite a few times, so you do have to kind of keep an eye on whether or not you've hit any triggers or units daily before you do use them. Finally, our trigger lineup is going to be one critical trigger. Just for a bit of a tech choice, you can swap that to a draw if you prefer, but I find the deck has enough draw as is, so one crit doesn't necessarily hurt it too much, and I found it to be a little useful sometimes. And then we're also 8 draw triggers and then the 4 heal triggers. Alright, that's it for the deck profile today, guys. Don't forget to subscribe and the notification button. It really helps out the channel. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to leave a like and leave a comment down below. Let me know what you guys think. I'd love to discuss the deck further with you guys. Let me know if there's any cards you would switch out, anything you would change on the deck. Until then, guys, I'm going to let the clip play now, and I'll catch you in the next one. I'm out.